Thank you very much to Peter Palmer for coming to the studio and performing this magnificent, my favorite song. It's called The Swan by Saens, and I'm not familiar with a great composer, but
Saens.
I would love to study a little bit more about his artwork, and that would be nice to perform a little bit more in his style of music.
So it's all in the same category of Peter Tchaikovsky, so if you look at it in the history books, it's all there.
it's not in the same category, because I don't think you can put composers in the same categories. Every composer is unique, and they've got different attitudes. It's like every artist is the same. They're always different. You can't put them in categories. Every composer is unique, every artist is unique, and therefore I don't think they go to any criteria of category.
Well, same family then.
It's just, you can call it maybe style,
Yeah.
kind of loving style, but every composer's unique individual cannot be labeled as he belongs to some sort of category. They bring basically always music of heaven on earth, and their mission was to comfort all people and give them inner peace and comfort, and basically consolation music for people who are tired and suffering. And that's what composers were doing, and they all have their own style, and they always were unique in their own way, and they always suffer a lot as usual, and they've never been understood by lots of people, because as you know, when you're trying to do something new in this world, you get lots of critics, and especially the ones who sit on the chair and don't do anything. They love to criticize, they like to discredit the name of the great composers, because all the name of great composers always was very greatly discredited, as usual, and so people would not listen to their music as often. And even the pictures they used to publish of composers, they appear to be very ugly, not the real pictures what they used to be, because these composers like Mozart, Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, they were looking absolutely beautiful. They have fantastic faces, and they had lots of light coming from their eyes, and they were really kind and loving. So when you look at the composer, you can see straight away they're kind and loving and very virtuous. But they start to deform the pictures of the faces of composers to make it look a bit unappealing for people. And so the people will not want to hear classic music, and sometimes, as you know, they play classic too fast, and even if it's maybe composition of Tchaikovsky or Mozart, they will just play it rushly with lots of bending, and it will be very equivalent, like as an assault, their music. And therefore people don't like it, because they just did not perform it with love, they didn't perform it with kindness. So they did not exactly perform like they would perform. Yes, but I think all artists, when they perform somebody else's music, they need to really care what the real composer would think about their presentation, and whether he would actually like the way you touch his music, the way you present his notes. Are you rushing it, or are you expressing the feelings, or you're just playing like zombie really quickly? And therefore musicians have a great responsibility, because their music can either corrupt people, either heal people. And therefore every musician actually will be eligible for his bad work or good work, and therefore they have to be very careful what they produce and how that music will be used by the mankind, and what they would achieve by releasing that music. So they have to not only think about, it's a song I like, I want to throw it out there on the air. It's not about that. It's about how people will consume that music, and what it will do for them, and what they lead them to go towards after that music. So if the music is lustful, people will be more lustful, and therefore the music will be considered as a lustful category, and will create lots of negative moments, and therefore artists will be eligible for releasing such a evil music as a result, because it corrupts people.
They're not happy with the way I played before. That's playing with feelings. But today they're going to have a beat, boom, 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 and oh, this is good, and everyone jiggles around. No, we're going the wrong way.
So the music, as I understand, and I might be wrong, you know, like you can see as I showed to Peter Palmer recently, this scarf. Yeah, it just like this is a person, let's say, and you comforting the person, and your movements are gentle, aren't they? It's like you're comforting kitten. Your movements are gentle. Kitty, you're so beautiful, and kid enjoys it. The music is the same. It have to have comforting vibrations, and not too fast. Why? Because it's like feeding a baby too fast food. If you go, you know, more food, they'll choke. So the person need to hear a phrase and analyze it. Therefore they need a pause in between. They go da da la da ra ra. slow and we vibrate and we let that note to sound because the piano has many strings in there. We need to allow them to finish sounding before we're going to hit the next note. Because always they crash on top of each other. What happened? Disharmony, because all these notes crashed, like two waves going against each other. And we need to achieve the wave and its finishes, and then we create a new wave and its finishes. So the music have to have these loving vibrations and expressions, and something go faster and then go slower, and again pause. Can you see the pause? Brings the attention of the listener, and the listener say, what next? What's next? Why did the pause? I want some more. You need to do that, because if you don't have that pause, and you go the person's already tired, and you're overpowering him with more of these concepts, no matter whether it's words or even sounds of a piano, no matter what it may be, or a drum, it's too much. It's like, here we go. It's the same person. Instead of comforting them, we go da 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 da. See, okay? Even no matter what it will be, da 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 da. We're like hitting them, and because they hear that sound and it hits their soul. Why? Because it's aggressive sound. It's not loving sound, and therefore they do not get the positive energy from that sound. So unless the music creates positive energy, inspiring energy, the joyful energy, healing energy, I believe that music will not be any use. Why? Because people are already tired and they're very, very, very suffering. And so if we start throwing on them more anxious music or sad music, they'll feel only sad, correct?
That's right. Yeah.
So the music should be sad, but then it's comforting.
It's a powerful
a
tool.
little bit sad and
music.
comforting.
A
little bit sad and that's comforting.
It can bring people down or bring them up.
Yes.
Powerful
Music
tool.
heal or music kill.
Kills, that's right.
Yes.
It's like a knife.
You know, some music is so
music,
dangerous,
probably.
it really kills you, and you want to run out of the shop when they play that music. And some people, the problem is with community, they hear that music all the time, they get duller, and they get deafer. And then they will just, anything can play there, even swearing there, and they will not hear it. They just already like, so what did they? Did they swear? Oh yeah, I did not notice that. Can you believe it? And the normal musician comes in, they're like in shock. They want to run away from a shop or from the pool or from the shopping mall, from anywhere. They just can't stand that music. But imagine how you need to become deaf in order to not even hear the evil music and not even understand what the difference. So therefore I highly recommend you people analyze the music, what you listen, what it gives to your soul, and whether it's actually really a music or it's just beats or it's only sounds. Is it actually making you happy? Is it making you to be inspired? And if it's not, find a better song. Does it make sense?
That's right.
Yeah.
If it doesn't inspire you,
get
rid of it and
listen to good music. Very often people sometimes listen to the music because it's just there on the radio. But remember, the people who release songs on the radio sometimes, they don't care what they release on the radio. They maybe sometimes release sometimes on the radio something because they get lots of money from it. Like for example, people who are rappers, for example, will be releasing the money. They have tons of money, and they bought all the radio stations, let's say, and they say, stream us there, and the person who owns the radio, like Peter Palm, for example, he'll say, oh yeah, I'm so happy to get $50,000 and I stream your crazy music, no problem. You see, that's what lots of radio stations do. They do not check up whether that music good for you or not, so therefore you have to have your own ears, your own mind, and your own soul to decide whether you should or should not listen to that music, whether it's good for you or bad for you, and not just allow yourself to hear anything what comes along.
Protect your mind.
Yes,
That's
you've got
important.
to.
Yes.
You've got to, because otherwise you lose your individuality, and then you would not know the difference between classic music and
because
rap.
with the mind, we've got some sensitive nerves. I'm talking about from experience. I used to like the music loud as possible, but that's going to ruin your hearing, your nervous system, and the beat, the pulsating beat. It's all that to consider. But now sitting in a quiet room or even earphones outside listening to the beautiful birds that's singing, this is the real medicine,
world,
real medicine.
Real present moment.
And they'll love your violin or their viola,
real
piccolo, whatever it is.
A real instrument.
Play them properly,
Yes.
and you'll become well.
Yes.
I'm talking from experience.
Yeah.
As we think, so you are.
The most amazing thing that when you hear to that noisy music, let's say, you would never hear your own heart. That's a problem. And lots of people, they don't know what the heart is, I think.
No, they don't have a clue.
The heart actually is called consciousness.
Yeah.
And it tells you what right, what's wrong. And like, for example, if you're doing something wrong, your heart tells you not to do it. Or if you meet a person who's dangerous for you, the heart will say, don't go there. So the heart is the most amazing organ. And when you play, you can get connected to heaven through your prayer, through your heart. Not through your brain, through your heart. So therefore, heart is very important. So more we shut our heart with our bad actions and the way we